"What is it you want?" the Lord asked me. "I want greater faith, Lord, and I want your love," I replied. And God said, "Faith is a byproduct. It's not the engine. Faith comes from being close to me, like hope. Hope is not an engine, it's a byproduct of knowledge, which is a byproduct of believing, which comes from the heart. What is in your heart is what you believe, which is what gives you hope or takes it away. Faith comes from staying in peace, my peace. So faith is a byproduct of peace. You cannot have faith if you don't first have peace. Walking in peace is evidence that you have faith, that you know that I'm God, and that you believe in me. My peace isn't what man defines it as. My peace is not hippies and peace signs loving everyone and everything with no moral boundaries. My peace is perfect energy, zero loss of energy. It is pure righteousness, pure power. I am pure power. There is no lack in me, only in man's world. When you're in my peace, you're in my presence of pure righteousness and all my power. No lack of power. Man's peace is false power, false righteousness. Man's peace comes from his world, where it takes peace from you. My peace is only from me, and it gives you power. All power over every enemy. Not in your world, but in the spiritual world. My peace is a weapon that is above the enemy, that he cannot see or hear what you are doing if you are in my peace, because he cannot enter into my peace or my presence. So my peace is an invisible weapon, not to go and fight men in your world, but to come up so high in my world that the enemy cannot know what you are praying or planning, so he cannot stop your plans or prayers. When you're in my peace, that is where I want you to pray from, because then you're praying from a place of total peace, total power, my power. When you walk in peace, there is no loss of energy or power. The enemy can't scare you. Nothing and no one can scare you if you're in my peace. Then when you pray, your prayers are heard and they're more powerful than any enemy. Anything that takes your peace, get rid of it. Even if it looks like it brings you hope or joy, only if it comes from me is it real peace. Friends may bring you hope or joy, but then they can also take your peace. So be careful that they do not take your peace. Things that appear to make you happy, but then when they're taken from you, they take your peace. Get rid of them. Be careful of anything or anyone that takes your peace. You must keep my peace. Walk in peace. Stay in my peace. It is where my power resides. So it is where your power to fight the enemy in the spirit comes from. That's why the enemy is after your peace. Peace is a weapon, an invisible weapon, not in your world, but in mine, to be used against spiritual demonic forces. Jesus never fought man or let any man take his peace. He always used my peace to fight demonic forces in the spirit. Some of you like to fight in the flesh still. You go to protest, but this is not how Jesus fought. He fought in the spirit with his peace and my power. If you're in my peace, that is where your faith comes from and grows. And the more you stay in my peace, the stronger your faith will be. And that's why the enemy is after your peace. If he can take your peace, he weakens your faith. So keep your eyes on me. Stay in my word and my presence. Walk and fear nothing, not even death. Remember, death unites us. When you accepted Jesus into your life, you laid down your life and picked up the cross to serve me, Jesus already spilled his blood for you, and now it's your turn to spill your blood for him. If you're willing to live for Jesus, you must also be willing to die for him. You're in a blood covenant with me and my Son, and it works both ways. When a man goes to serve in the military, he must be willing to die for the nations that he represents. You represent my kingdom, so you must be willing to die for me. Don't fear death. You stand in a blood covenant with Jesus, so you're covered with his blood. When you shed your blood for him, that's a sign of absolute faith. So don't fear death. Then you'll walk in perfect peace and have great faith. This is the word of the Lord.